Devyn, Darkus here. All right, so I was looking through your playblast, and I noticed that there is still some problems, just the physical problems of this guy getting on the window. I know that we don't see much actually because the way how you situated your camera and with the camera moves, we don't see much. But in order for animation to look good and convincing, what is really important, right? Convincing, so that the viewer, when viewer is looking at it, it doesn't guess is that wrong or that's kind of looking strange or something like that. It has to be convincing from get-go that this guy actually is a real guy who is climbing on the window. So in that order, all those mechanics, they have to be correct. And professional animators, they cheat very often. If camera doesn't see it, they cheat. But that cheat has to be convincing. We shouldn't know that he's cheating because what we do see looks right. In your case here, it doesn't. Many times here we'll go through it, but very often it just looks kind of strange. So why it looks strange? Well, because even in a way, in the parts that you were supposed to do correct, you were cheating. And the cheating is okay when you know stuff. When you know the rules and you are bending them, that's okay. But when you are bending the rules that you don't even know, that's not all right. So once again, we have to go through it and we have to make some stuff just look better. Some poses, they just look kind of strange. They are not natural. The moves are not natural. In some instances, you will see that the hands, the fingers are not really properly placed to look natural for the human being, in this case, who is climbing the window. All right, so let's take a look and let's see what we can still improve, because some stuff, it does look better. You did work and you fixed some stuff that I told you. But at the same time, there is still, stuff to be fixed. So let's take a look. All right, once again. Okay, so let's go and let's analyze this thing, what we got here. The first what we see is the guy. We just see the part of the head, that's fine, with his hands on this windowsill or this opening. And okay, that looks completely fine. All right, so now from here, if you would go and look, you would bend forward and check if there is somebody. I don't see reason why would you necessarily take this hand off. I think this move is completely not necessary. You can leave this arm here, wherever it is here, and as he is bending forward, that arm stays there. The arm should be here. Then of course the elbow is somewhere behind. We are not gonna see the elbow, but arm should be here with the hand being down. And of course the other one is here. So as this one goes forward, this one is still here. All right. So now he's leaning forward. and you know, these arms are he's using arms as a support. Then he turns his head on the other side. The arms should still be here. Maybe elbow will be like that. This one right there, right? And now, as this one is coming up with a completely weird looking arm, we would not have this movement. The hand would be already here. So it makes sense that as his body is going up, it makes sense that actually he's pushing his body up with this supporting arm being placed here and there, right? So now, as he has those arms down on the seal, now he can push his body up. You see? So all this movement with his hand being taken away and then brought back makes no sense. Why? There is no need for it. So it's good because just keep that arm here all the time, and if you want, you can place this one from here there, move it up. That's completely fine. Actually, I would, you know, why not? That might give some interest to it. But then this one has to be stable. Right now it looks like it's kind of sliding there. But what about this one? Does that look natural to you? I mean, shouldn't those fingers be gripping over this edge? Wouldn't that look more natural? I think so, right? Also, it looks like he kicks himself with his elbow, and once when he kicks his body, then body goes up. Look at this arm. It's still in very strange position here. That's not how the hand would look here. As he's getting up, why he doesn't have, you know, maybe at this point his head could be much lower, because you want to get him up, but you don't want to hit this part, right? So he should put, you know, as his back is going up, his head is turned down. He can be bended nicely here, and he's holding this. I don't know exactly how this arm here looks like. And then as he gets up, now as his body is reaching top, now his head from here, for example, is getting up. So we would create one overlap on the head. All right? This arm looks also moves strange. As he's going down, we have to create some kind of overlap, otherwise it looks like, you know, like some wooden character being dropped down. We have to create some kind of overlap. So as body is going down, why not his head to be up? And arms, instead of being here, they can be higher. This one could also be higher. So body goes down, but arms are still kind of staying behind, and they're actually creating overlap, right? So his head is here, one eye, other eye, you know, the nose. So now as he comes down and as the body starts going up, his head actually starts to go down even more. That's again how we create that overlap. And now the hands, from being here, they go down. Okay, now we don't see them, but as the body is coming up, the hands should be still down. And then as he's coming up, now the hand can actually come up. So again, being overlap being created. Also, we can create one overlap with the head, because right now look at his body and head. He's going from down pose to up very stiffly. It doesn't look like there is anything movable in his back or in his neck. I mean, I'm sure that he has controls in his neck, in the head, and also probably body has at least three controls on the spine, I would assume. So as he is going up, right, his back is going up, his head can be delayed, can be still pointing down. So, you know, rotate head down in rotation X, while the back is being here with the hands down. So we have two movements, right? The head is still down and the back is going up. And at this point, the head is catching up with the body, right? The body is where it is right now, but head is now catching up there, you know. He is turning head, but it doesn't look like he's turning his chest much. Wouldn't it be better actually if he first turns his head and then his chest also rotates a bit? So rotation would be nice as his head is rotating that way. All right, so this looks a little bit better. Looks like you did something, but in order for me to see completely from the up close, I'm gonna open my seems to me that there is still breakdowns are missing. That's why you have that kind of swimming feeling, like he's kind of underwater in some instances. All right, so let's take a look what we have in Maya. That's him here on the window, right? So, like I said, I would keep these arms down. I would never move just one part of the body. I would always move first hips a bit, just tiny bits, so that actually looks more natural. And I know what you're thinking right this moment when you're listening to me, like, well, that's not, nobody sees that. I know that nobody sees, but you do, right? And you want to look correct. You don't want to learn things wrong way. So let's play a little bit with what you got here, right? If that's first key, and then he does that with the arms, I would move him just a bit, and then maybe rotate his hips a bit. So now from first key to second, nothing is frozen now, as you can see, right? Something is happening. These hips, they could be actually moved even less. That's fine, as long as he's not completely frozen. And then from this pose where he has hands up and he's up, and then next key is on 30, that's impossible to do in animation without breakdowns, at least 2 breakdowns. These keys are so far away that if you just let Maya connect it with in-betweens, you're gonna get very strange looking moves, and that's exactly what is happening. Again, I think he should still have arms here. There is no need for him to move his arms away. To put this arm there, you need a breakdown. You cannot expect just Maya to connect it here. It has to go actually in one arc where, before it's down, it should be a little bit up. And I don't know really how this rig actually operates, because I'm not really familiar with this rig. But before actually it's placed down, it should be in pose like that. So from here, right, he will go up and then down. Because having just one pose here, one pose there, that's not enough. Maya cannot figure out properly. It has to go in arc. It has to go up and then down to settle on this pose. Oh, okay, so I guess this one is up. Well, the arm should be a little bit better defined. The hand, I mean, because the fingers are, although the hand is in the air, I didn't notice that actually it's in the air, but still it looks like it's on the ledge, because between this and this there is no difference, so that's kind of strange. You know, I don't think your hand would be looking like this in the middle of the air. And okay, let's take a look what is happening now. Why actually he has a spread legs? Yeah, that's strange too. Huh. Would you have your leg on the side if you're doing this? That definitely looks strange. This leg should be here. This knee should be there. Probably this foot should have bigger opening. I'm not even sure about this leg being completely tucked in under this part of the breast, because why not to move this leg a bit away? I mean, we can actually grab this control and place this whole leg. Jeez, I don't know how that works. Also, hips probably would have to be adjusted for that kind of movement. But somehow we have to get this Let's see the next one. So there you go. So this one should be somewhere here. And now we can move this one too. At the same time, this should be here with a yeah, something like that. So it doesn't have necessarily to be under his chest. Also, as he's getting up, we need to create overlap . So from here he would go up. Maybe at this point his arm could still be kind of like this, stretched with the only fingertips being in touch with the ground, if it's possible. So the arm would be completely stretched here. So as he's coming up, his body coming up, his hand would be still down, again creating overlap. And now when the body is up, the hand would follow. There is plenty of space here between 125 and 166 to create some breakdown. As he is going down with the body bending forward, his head somewhere, his head in the middle could so I guess there are some keys, but not on the when you are keying, you have to, as you make new pose, like this for example, you have to have a meld button that actually would select all controls, and then the next meld button that actually would key all controls. So for example, on 166, on this key where I'm right now, all controls that you have would be keyed, because I can see that now as I selected the hips, something is happening here, although I don't see those keys. Something else is being keyed here, and I don't see the keys. So you have to get in a habit when you are keying, when you make a pose, you actually have to key all controls. Usually when we are landing, we actually have a heel hitting the ground first, not toes. Also, there is possibility here to create some overlap as he is coming down. Maybe his butt can go up, but head would be still facing down to create overlap. So, you know, as he's basically going up, but upper part is bending down to create overlap. And then he would go up where his head and upper part would catch up with the movement towards up. This looks a little bit strange. From here to there, again, you need a breakdown where, you know, this leg would go up. right? So from here, he would, so he has to lift his leg in order to place it on new place here. As he's passing through this pose where he's down, and then he goes just to this one, it would be maybe nice here that he went a little bit up and then down again. So we would have some up and down movement as he's walking towards this corner. In order for this to work, first you have to put his foot down, and then his body can go and lean over that leg. This leg has to land before body comes here. In your case now, this leg, right leg, and the body, they arrive exactly at the same time, what is not right. The leg has to come first and then body. So basically between this, what you have here, and that, you would have to somehow have to you have to one pose where that leg would land down there. So if you have this leg being somewhere here, now we can, next one would be placed down. So this one could be maybe placed down already. So he's going from here up, up, and then he puts the foot down, and after that foot is down, as you can see on 256, now he can actually put the body over it. Something like this. Just try to remember that in animation, nothing should start or end at the same time, like when you're thinking of, let's say in this case, human body, right? So he shouldn't stop at the same time with everything that he has, the head, the body, I mean the arms and the legs. If body arrives first, then arms, they come after that. So that's the how, way how you create that overlap and follow through. So if he would have a long hair, after his head stops, the hair would still come in and settle. If he would have a long coat, then coat would come in after he stops moving. So he would stop moving, but his coat would be still moving. So always something should stop and something else is catching up. There is always that kind of game of catching up. Body starts moving, but the long hair comes after him, or long coat comes after him, right? All right, so that's pretty much what I had to say about your scene. I don't want to go any further because I think I went for quite a long, I think half an hour. So I don't want to overwhelm you with my my notes, but try as much as you can to build up more of these breakdowns, because it just can't work if you have only keys and a big space, lots of in-betweens in between. Because Maya just cannot figure it out. You have to give her instructions with the breakdowns. And as I was also explaining here, there is no need to move those hands away. Just leave them there. That's going to help you. The stuff that we don't see still should be done properly, because you are still learning the craft, right? So you do it proper way. If in some studio professional doesn't do it, he knows why he can actually do it not properly, because he knows that nobody's gonna notice it, because everything looks fine what is visible. So professionals are breaking the laws of animation, because they know how to, and you are at a stage where you are not ready to break those laws, and you still have to learn how to make them what they are, what they mean, why they have to be there. And later on, when you actually marvel them and you are in command, then actually you can start and break the rules and start cheating, because at that point you're gonna know what you're doing and why you're doing that. Okay, so that is all what I have to say for today. Devyn, I'm expecting your post on Sunday, and good luck so far from that, right? Okay, bye-bye. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email. Thank you.